stuck on some Teddy Pendergrass, and next day I could be listening to techno pop music.
I can't go as far as the techno pop music, but no, I go old school now. To stop playing that. They got that Al Green something.
Yeah, and for me,
Something.
I love discovering old school songs. It's new to me, but it's familiar to a lot of the people that I know. And I'll be like, look at this song I just heard. It's like, what you know about that?
No, because it's crazy because when I was growing up, that was the old school shit. Now the old school shit for these kids growing up is like Jodeci and and what Jodeci and intro and Bobby Brown and them and all that,
Some people, Jay Z is old school to some
Yeah,
people.
actually, I was about to say Jay Z. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Nas and all them and stuff. Cause I was actually watching some of the Rolling Loud, and look,
I
maybe I was.
didn't get a chance to see it. It popped up on my YouTube, but I didn't get a chance to watch
Yeah,
any of
I watched the Sexy Red one, and I'm about to piss off a lot of y'all. Sexy Red, she cannot perform. I like her songs, but she cannot perform.
it. For me, I think it's more of a like it's a blind faith support because I
Yeah,
do appreciate that she's a young black woman from St. Louis who is making a way for her two children. That I respect all the
I
way.
mean, don't get twisted. She
That
looked
don't
good
make me
though.
the most talented, most lyricist person. Like that's not
Yeah.
no. I'm not
Oh
gonna.
no. If you expect the lyrics for Sexy Red, you
You
wasting your time.
lost. Yeah, you ain't going. You're not gonna get lyrics from Sexy Red. And I wish people will understand that. I wish people would get that.
But it wasn't even the lyrics, it's her performance because like when I saw Flo Millie, she tore the house down.
I
You
love Flo
know,
Milli. Yes.
yeah, and stuff like that. With Sexy Red, it was just because okay, the reason why I'm saying this up, my smokers know. I came in the game with Method Man and DMX, and I was opening up for these guys. And I even remember going to A&T Homecoming and seeing Junior Mafia. And let me explain something to you. This was when they weren't on the stage. No, they were on the bleachers. And you
Mm.
talking about Little Kim in high heels, a fur, and thongs, tearing it up on bleachers. That's what I grew up with.
That's real music right there. Yeah. Yeah.
So, how you doing today, gorgeous?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Scratching and surviving, but no, I am. I'm super. I'm always busy. So for me, it's a matter of trying to figure out what I'm going to put first on the to do list. But especially when you're trying to breathe life into a business all over again, it for me has not been challenging. It's actually been more fun because for me, when it comes to rebuilding my websites and relaunching, certain videos and launching, new content and not only just porn but outside of porn as well, like for me it
Yeah.
has kept me busy, but it's also inspiring because every time I create something I get more inspired to do other things. But it's important for me to also take a step back and start to prioritize to not just start things but finish them as well. So
Yeah. Oh no, don't get it twisted. I'm retired from the game, but I got to remember to keep promoting my porn just as much as I promote the podcast. I want
absolutely,
to continue to make
absolutely.
money.
And honestly, people there are people who always look for new videos from me, which I do have some new videos that I have shot, and I do plan to film a few more. But for me,
Your
I think
catalog is deep, though. Let's
huh?
keep it. Your catalog is deep.
Yeah, that
Your catalog is deep as mine.
this is
So
people keep saying, "Oh, when your new stuff coming, your new stuff coming." Like I've been rebuilding. First of all, I'm relaunching ratchetbjs.com, which is also one of my little baby projects that I created in 2013. I had to take the website down in 2018 because of hosting. I had switched hosting companies because one of the hosting companies closed. So I rebuilt that website, and then now, as I rebuilt that website, I now have to rebuild also my site, which is the site of my content. And even as you say, my catalog, as long as I'm editing all of like the videos and I'm realizing how long my goddamn catalog is. Like I can't
she,
even.
she, people, she ain't. She's a vet because, like I said,
But some people
I wanted to work with you when I was active. I wanted to work with you bad.
there was I didn't work with a lot of people. I was very very selective about who I chose to work with. I worked with very few people. I used the same people for most of the content at first, and then I started to branch out and work with other people. But even in that realm, I still didn't work with a lot of people. So for me, I only worked with people who I met, who I was connected with, who I basically trusted in the industry. And for me, it was very, very, very selective. I was very serious about not wanting STDs. I don't want to jeopardize myself in certain ways. So for me, if it took for me turning down a shoot, I would do that any time, any day. You know,
Oh,
and
no, I never got. It like put it this way, she was so busy, she never got back to me. So that's the point.
and
That's why I
that's,
said
I don't answer.
it,
I feel bad sometimes, but then sometimes I don't, because I know destiny is destiny, is what, and what's meant for you won't ever truly pass you by. So for me, I never really answered a lot of like emails, messages, like DM. I was so focused on making sure I was editing my own stuff and putting my own stuff out there. I was like, I can't even get to emails and messages and those sort of things. And now, because I'm branching out and doing things in different ways, I am working on like answering emails, and expect only if it's professional, only if someone comes correct.
Yeah, there's more. Now she do this shit.
No,
My
I'm
black
not
ass
supposed to do
retired.
it. Huh?
Now my black ass retired. She decides she want to answer emails, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all right. Cause look, I didn't get the fuck
I
up.
did answer emails before too, but it just took me a very long time to do so. Yes.
I didn't get to fuck you on camera, but I get to mind fuck your ass on camera today. So with that being said, hello smokers and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am. I'm Captain Arthur Southern Champ, aka the porn rap star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. 3 sponsors. Yes, we're back to 3 now. I was a little worried for a second, but we back to 3. The first one being the hottest adult mag in the game, RockSismMagazine.com. Next up, award-winning, award-nominated. They give you voiceover with smut, and they even have a virtual reality side, which is also award-nominated. I'm talking about none other than BlushErotica.com. I apologize to the photographer for messing up the name. And last but not least, and our newest one, for all your candle needs, whether you love wax play, you like to have candle wax all over your body and turn you on, or you just want a candle that's going to give you the smell to set the mood on that romantic night, look no further than Kinky Candle Company. That's right. You can find them on Etsy, and the link will be in the description. Kinky Candle Company. They got great smelling candles and candles for all your needs. Whether it's for the bedroom where you having sex or you want to use candle during sex, they got you covered either way. Also, you can catch me 5 days out the week in the mornings at fullswatradio.com. Also, check me out on SkyHawkAfterDarkTV.com, as well as the BGP LLC app. And don't forget the new home of the Premium Smoke Room, where the titties come out. Dildos may pop out. But the one thing you know they're going to come out is the honest to God truth about our industry, sexuality, and everything else up under the sun we might decide we want to fucking discuss for that day. You can find it with the Premium Smoke Room on Loyal Fans. Subscribe today. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. Special event episodes as well. And you even get to see me in action over in the video store. So become a premium smoker today. Now, I'm going to sit back and let this thick ass, sexy ass, gorgeous, nasty, freaky, cool, she's a savage, introduce herself. Go ahead.
I love the description. I truly do. I'm definitely a sexual beast, which is why I feel like as I've gotten older, like I am extremely more sexual, but it's more intentional, if that makes sense. Like, so I feel like when I was younger, I was probably like figuring out how to suck dick and shit like that. And now I'm like, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how I want my head. Like I know exactly what nipple I want you to suck on, like all of that. So it's good.
Oh, by the way, tell them your name, baby.
Yes, my name is Vanessa Smiles, also known as V Smiles, owner and creator of V Smiles Productions. And I pretty much do a lot of different things. I'm into website development, only front end developing. I build websites. I also have a podcast, the Smile 69 Network Show, and a new also podcast called Good Morning Makrista. I'm branching out into doing commentary about different events and reaction videos and stuff like that. Things that I'm personally passionate about outside of porn. But as far as porn is concerned, I'm in the process of pretty much relaunching my entire Vanessa Smiles brand. Vanessa Smiles has existed since 2010, and my website launched in 2011. So over the course of time, as things change, things have to upgrade. So I'm the Walmart putting new chips on the shelf, if that makes
And
sense.
two, is it safe to say that when it comes to content creation, you was a pioneer because you always been independent from day
Yes,
one, from what I would remember, and
yes, yes.
everything. Was that the plan walking into the game to begin with?
Uh, Originally walking in, there was no real plan. I wasn't really. I honestly, I was in college. This was my sophomore year in college,
Mhm.
and I just wanted some money. Like I wanted some money. I needed some money. My main thing when I first started porn was I wanted to buy a car. Like I know that's. It sounds to some people that can come easy, but I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I was living in Miami, Florida at the time.
Mm.
But for me, I really wanted to get a car, and I knew I looked good. I knew that I was I had a strong sexual energy, and I
Mhm.
didn't want to waste it. Like I didn't want to just have sex with just anybody. If I wanted to have sex, I wanted to make it intentional. And when I found out that people were profiting off of making their own videos, I thought it was great. I ended up working with originally Mike Dirty was one of the first people that I worked with.
Yes.
Yeah, learn how to build websites, learn how to edit videos and stuff like that. And from there, I branched out and started to do my own thing years later. But for me, initially, being independent was very important to me because I still haven't worked for any like big professional companies or anything like that. It was very important for me to make money off of my own stuff. And once I put stuff on X videos and I seen at well X videos and also Rude at the time. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
Rude.
Nah. I talk about Rude all the time.
I
And
love Rude. I
Rude,
was so
Rude
disappointed.
was
Like
OnlyFans before OnlyFans.
yes, this and let me tell you something. When OnlyFans started, I was so reluctant because I was saying to myself, "Well, I have my own shit. Like I have the subscription sites. Like I have. Like why the fuck do I need OnlyFans?" Like I started to think about that, but I started to understand also the
You
way
talk.
consumers consume porn.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And
Okay.
turn AC. Yeah, because that's the main reason with me. I didn't go Hollywood. Um, because even you knew this back then. Y'all didn't just come in independent like you said. Y'all went and found a producer because that was the way to get into the game to a certain extent back then.
And at that time, a lot of people were being hired by companies. Like I was approached by certain companies and stuff
Oh, I
like
sure
that.
you was.
Yeah. But I personally, for me, I prefer to, if it wasn't going to be something to where I was going to be able to own my own stuff, then no, anything that I wanted to be out there of me, I wanted to own it. And I wanted to be able to profit off it. And that was very, very important to me. So whatever venue that I had to use to do that, for me, it was websites. I always believed in having your own domain, having your own website, having your own home base for people to come and support you at your own home base. And so that's what I focused on. That was my main priority.
Yeah, because back then they didn't consider you a porn star unless you had a .com. Because remember, they used to laugh at you if you had to put
Not
it in.
even not even having the .com. I feel like at that time, like around 2010, 2011, when I first came out, honestly, I feel like they were only prioritizing the girls who worked for the big companies. Like if you went and worked for Bang Bros or if you went and worked for Reality Kings, whatever the big professional company names, like most to me, it seemed like most people didn't validate who I was or anything like that because I didn't work for those big companies. I had only collaborated with amateur companies. But what I think a lot of the consumers realized is when they started to see the content that I was putting out, and as it was getting better and better, they were saying like, "Hey, I don't care where this girl is working for, whether it's amateur or professional. This shit is hot, and we're gonna watch this shit, and we're gonna jerk off." So it became something that people just appreciated no matter what. And so I wanted to continue to feed that to people, you know.
So now let's unpack your first shoot because your first shoot, of course, was content, and you did it through Mike Dirty. So this was your first time being on camera. Now I know Mike Dirty, and back then everybody shot studio style. There was no cell phones. You
My
had
studio
to,
style.
no, come on. Mike Dirty had studio lights, the big camera. You feel what I'm saying? That was considered studio style. It might have been,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, because the thing about it was back then, what guys like me and Mike Dirty and Ken from BBW Highway and all them, we were the intermediates. we got girls ready to go to Hollywood if that was they wanted to go. And we helped them develop their own sites because we was told y'all need to do that because there ain't much work out here like it used to be. So that's what I mean by studio. Because now these motherfuckers, all they do is just get a ring light and a goddamn cell phone and they call that a video.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
So with that, I know how he shoots because I done sent girls to my dirty before.
I don't know how he shoots now because I haven't been around him in a very long time. But at that time when I was around him and watching him in his stylish shooting, for me, I thought it was great. I thought and for me, I wanted to implement that from my perspective as a female being on camera, because I also think that when it comes to somebody being behind the camera when they start to produce, depending on who you are and your experiences in life, that's going to determine what you want to see show up on that camera. So for me, I was like, oh, that's super dope how he does this, but I have my own way of doing this. I can learn from this, and then let me do this exactly my way so I can show the things that I'm personally into when it comes to me looking at porn and stuff like that. I wanted to make porn more also enjoyable for females. Females have a certain thing that they like to see sometimes on camera versus what guys do. So I wanted to, obviously I do want to cater to men as far as I'm concerned, but when it came to me filming other girls and stuff like that, I wanted to kind of captivate certain things that I like to look forward to, like when it comes to females on camera. Sometimes females are looking at a girl's shoes, like, damn, her shoes is cute. Or sometimes like females are like, we sometimes
funny as fuck.
Don't even think about. Like guys are not even, they don't care if she
I think about that as a talent. When I was a talent and a producer, because, like, for example, it was a reason why I didn't want the girl to take her heels off during the scene. Because for a woman seeing her, one, she's looking at them heels like, oh my God, them shits is hot. She's looking at the dress. Females don't look at porn for the sex. They look at it for the sensualness, and they also take a look at what the fuck the female is wearing.
Right. Sometimes it could be a look for some females, and that's what I was extremely into. So for me, starting with that, and then after that, working with Mr. Nuts, working with TV, creating videos with them. And so for me, I was able to branch out and kind of do my own thing, collaborate with different people, and elevate my videos to a certain scale. So for me, I wanted to get out of the New York City area, get out of the New York City style or the New York City tri-state area of shooting. So when I started to travel to places like Las Vegas, filming in places like Florida, all of these places really enhanced the look of my videos, I believe, for me. Even still studio style with the lights and all of those things, but for me, it started to be about location. It started to be about a look. It started to be about really producing films, because I enjoyed watching films. For me, growing up, I used to masturbate to people like Pinky and Cherokee and stuff like that. Like, so a look for me was very important because it also goes into a part of how sensual a scene can be, you know? So yeah, the process. But
y'all can tell she's a pod mommy, right? Y'all can just tell. She's a podcaster. It just, I love it. I love talking to other podcasters.
I was running my mouth, which is why I started the podcast. Like before,
I ain't got to say nothing. I'm just sitting back, like, yeah, boy, she gonna run this out. I love it.
Like for me, like, and I can say this. When I do have conversations, it's very important for me to have certain conversations at certain times. And during those times, I just let loose. I'm just completely comfortable. When it's something I'm extremely passionate about, I'm going to talk about it. But, you know, it's just
like this now. Like I said, because what I love about this podcast is that we'll start with the topic and get completely off the topic. But y'all love it because these are good conversations. So I'm gonna bring it right back. Your first shoot with Mike Nasty, all right? Because, like I said, I always talk about the first shoot because this is the first experience that any of us have. It's our first shoot. It also to tell how we're going to do in the industry and how we're going to treat the industry and where we're going to stay in it for most girls. You know, so male talent. What's the things that Mike Nasty and the male talent did to make you comfortable? Because this is your first time fucking in front of camera. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Even prior to the camera, I was comfortable because we conversed. We talked about exactly what was going to happen on camera. We talked about how long the scene was going to be, where it was going to be. For me, I was paid up front. And for me, I know that sometimes people do things differently when it comes to production companies. That was very important for me. I wasn't doing anything without
No, it's a difference that you're in the building and I'm paying you up front.
Yeah.
Versus you want me to pay you up front, you ain't even got there.
Oh no, then yeah, because I don't even do that now with me hiring girls. Like there has been times where I wanted to hire girls to do scenes and stuff like that, and they want me to send deposits and stuff. I don't do that. No. Now when you're here, I'm gonna absolutely pay you to do whatever needs to be done, but I'm not paying nobody that's not in front of me. And I've known other producers to lose out on money from doing stuff like that. So
oh fuck yeah, I'm
yes.
saying I never paid no girl. No, she got paid after because I was taught that way. But you feel what I'm saying? She still got paid. If the male talent didn't handle his business, still paid her because I was like, it ain't on him, but it ain't on her. It's on his dumb. I'm gonna be mad at him, period. Because I don't want to waste her time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I think what people don't understand when it comes to the producer side of being in porn and producing porn is just making something out of like whatever to you. So, and let's say you get a guy and there is no cum shot, maybe doing a scene where you're focusing on the girl's boobs or showers. Like you can be creative in certain ways when things don't pan out the way you expect it. You got room for that too.
So now, like I said, you from there, of course, you started doing your own content and putting it out. Like you said, back then we had Rude, Southern Charms, Cliffy Sale. That was the main three. There wasn't nothing else.
Yes.
And everything. And Rude had live camming. They had the voyeur shit and all that. So the shit was back there back then. Yeah. The OnlyFans just wasn't a new concept. It was actually probably based off of Rude. You want to be honest. Tell people how good the money was with Rude. People don't realize.
I enjoyed being paid with clips, and your clips, like I feel like when it came to Rude, there wasn't no algorithm to try to hide anybody.
Yes.
Or like no, everything was just out there. Everything was available. And also for me, I think what made me really go deeper into far as creating content for porn was for me, I was able to see success. I was able to see like, oh, I can make this money from this video. And also what kind of opened my mind was the reach that you get around the world when it came to my site. And also even on Rude and platforms like that. People from countries that I've never heard of download, watching and streaming and paying, to be, entertained by me. Like, so that to me was very, very exciting. And I wanted to contribute to that with all of the good that's out there. Like I felt like for me, some people look down on porn. Some people that, they call it the devil's work and all this other kind of stuff. I feel like it really brings a sensation to people. And I really feel like it's necessary. Sex is important for life. People learn from porn. It's a lot.
Truth be told, it's most people's first sexual experience or seeing what sex looks like. And I tell people this, we're no different than the Hollywood actors. The only difference between us and them is we actually go fully through with it. Period. I think what happened was when we came in the game, we might have been amateur, but we shot professionally. We shot professional style.
Yes.
What happened this day and age, there's no professional style. So now the respect for the game that we had walking in is not there because it's easier for them to get in and to start. And this Rude was very particular about what the videos that you post, the quality of it, the size of it, and all that. You don't have that now, period. So it's like the industry paid more about, they cared more about quality than quantity. Nowadays, it's about quantity, not quality.
Right. And honestly, for me, even when you talk about quantity versus quality, like there's so many people who contact me that are like, oh, well, where's your new videos? Where's new videos? I want to see some new. I'm like, do you understand what already have you? And this is where I go into deep and I understand people who've appreciated my stuff versus people who haven't. Because there are people who are still excited about all of the new things that they can find. Like, so for me, there's also some people who I know, they like, hey, I go back and watch this video all the time. That's the one that I watch. Like, so to me, having exclusive content has been a priority for me. Me being exclusive. Everyone may not have gotten a scene with me. Everyone may not always get a scene with me. Like there's been time periods where I don't shoot at all, you know, and I've had those moments in my life because I was very passionate when I got into the porn industry. If I wasn't comfortable, if I wasn't feeling someone, and if there was no energy there, I didn't want to do it because everything for me internally translates on camera. And if it's not authentically coming from me, like if I don't like you enough to want to suck your dick, I'm not gonna suck your dick. Like that's just that is just.
But see that's the thing about that. That's why I said when it comes to content shoots versus paid shoots. Content shoots, ladies and gentlemen, more so ladies, have more of a opportunity to choose the guy that they want to fuck on camera. And yes, somewhere on the list, want to fuck is up there. But content trade, y'all can sit and pretend that bullshit all you want to. Yeah, it might be number one, it might be number two, it might be number three, but it's in the top three that you didn't want to fuck this dude. You just felt it was more on the business end.
And see, for me, like that's why I there have been only 2 shoots that I've done that was paid. I did a shoot for ATL Bad Boy when I was in Florida, and I don't know if you remember Busty Baby Dolls.
Yes, Busty Laurel. Shouts out to her, the legend.
Yes, salute to her. She and honestly,
I remember that scene too.
Yeah, she was one of the people who actually did inspire me as well to create because I got used to seeing people like Mike Dirty and a lot of men just producing and editing and that kind of stuff. And she was the first female that I seen to do that. And
red couch.
Yes. Yep. I was on the red couch. I was on it. Yes. I was on the red couch for sure. So for me, it was and watching how different people produce and set up shoots, that also is definitely inspiring for me. She did my makeup, eyelashes, all of those types of things. Also making sure that females are comfortable in a certain way. So I feel like when you are professional, that can be manifested in different ways. Mm-hmm. Even though Mike Dirty style may be different from Busty Baby Dolls, that doesn't mean that either one of them wasn't professional. They just handle it in their own manner, which made me more comfortable, which made me seem more nasty on camera.
But see, with you, your brand is about Vanessa Smiles. Their brand is a multi-girl built brand. Your brand at that time, and even to a certain extent now, is about Vanessa Smiles.
Yeah, which is why I'm expanding that more, because when I started Ratchet BJ's, that was my first outlet to me making my brand more than just about me. I knew that people enjoyed me sucking dick. I was also surprised at how much guys love getting their dick sucked. Like for me, I always thought that pussy was like, oh my God. Like I used to
the BJ is up there. It's trust and believe.
But it is. Yeah.
No, because it's like this. The key to being a great porn star is your blowjob. It is your blow, because that's the first thing they see.
Percentage wise, how important do you think a blowjob is? Like
90. The reason why, so people can understand this, I'm seeing you suck the dick before he gets in the pussy. And the head preps the dick for the sex scene.
Right. And that was my mindset. I'm like, if he's hard, he's excited, he's gonna be more excited inside of me. Like it's gonna benefit me. Like
it's no different if you do eat the pussy. Actually, I used to eat the pussy before she sucked the dick. There you go. I get her revved up so she can get me revved up.
That also does it.
Attack, damn it.
Does it. And now, see, for me, as I've grown, I have more standards. Like for me, I'm not in a space of where like I'm not sucking dick unless my pussy gets innate. Like it's to me, it's a little bit.
I don't understand these. Okay, look, this was my thought. Also, what we were taught back then is male talent. You have to take into account the female, and guess what? The female is going to want to see you do at some point during that scene. Eat the pussy. That's facts. Dudes. The homosexual side of things, they don't give a fuck about it. But that female that's watching, she does. Now, don't get it twisted. Females don't buy porn as much as dudes, but they damn sure watch it. So
and females will invest in other ways. Females may not even buy porn, but guess what they will do? If a porn star comes out with a t-shirt line, they're buying 5 t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. Like there are different things and ways that females do support when it comes to, you know, porn. But that was one thing that was surprising to me. So for me, I started Ratchet BJ because I said to myself, oh, niggas like seeing Dicks getting sucked. Niggas really enjoy this. Okay, let's. This is something that I'm really good at. I want to, explore how other females suck dick and how they,
All you did was took the concept that they were doing with DVDs, you did it to the website. I did the same thing.
Exactly.
That's why I was like, to me, it's important as you grow in this industry, it's important for you to develop porn series. And because I tell people, you still have to move as a porn star in this industry. Even though, yes, you got the social media, the TikToks and all that, you still have to move as a porn star would, because that's how you make your money. So to me, it was like, I do remember DVD series that was all about the blowjob. That was one thing you ain't gonna fast forward through is the blowjob.
Yeah. And honestly, for me, that's what made me really get into blowjobs and really, really expand on that. And when it comes to like me growing, that has been a huge part of my brand. Like me coming back and relaunching Ratchet BJs, that's the start of me expanding, I guess, my porn city, if that makes sense. And also me relaunching the things that I've already created on a bigger scale. Now with me redoing my website, the videos are mastered in UHD versus just, WMV and MP4 formats. We have more devices now. The things that we're streaming on now versus what we were using to stream videos in 2011 are completely different platforms. Rebuilding a website with coding and HTML. Like, I didn't even plan to get this far when it came to me rebuilding my website, but it has been really taking a lot out of me. I'm not gonna lie. So for me, my podcasting had to take a back seat because porn is the money. Porn is the direct money. Not that you can't make money from podcasting, because you can, but what people know me for is I still want to give that to them, if that makes sense.
But if you want to be honest, podcast is a labor of love. It's something that you want to do. I keep telling everybody, it ain't money in it like that. Is there some money in it? Yeah. But no. My money comes from the porn.
And I had to realize that myself. As much as I love podcasting and I'm passionate about it, all of that passion isn't going to feed the need for people who want to see porn from me, And so for me, I knew that I had to take a step back, which is what I did in 2023 and kind of a little bit of this year too. Taking a step back when it comes to me podcasting, just so I can make sure that my websites are rebuilt and they're functioning properly. And so that then when I go back to the podcasting, then people will be able to, enjoy both. That's the plan.
Now, also, in your career, like I said, you have a serious hit list. Louis Adonis, A Man Mysterious, and a whole bunch.
When I was
I mean, because let's keep it 100. You shot with the porn stars. Top male.
Yeah, I mean, from working Mr. Nuts, Mike Dirty, Richard Mann, like you said, Ludus Adonis, Don Prince. Yeah. Even one, and this was a video I filmed years ago, and when I was re-editing it, I was like, wow, we really got a chance to get that shot. But filming at the King of Diamonds in the parking lot. I did an entryway part, and we almost got caught and kicked out by a security guard. But being at King of Diamonds Miami parking lot to me means something. King of Diamonds is like the epitome of sex. So the fact that I was able to get some porn done in the parking lot is beautiful,
So it's like, now, throughout the years, of course, you've added things to your repertoire. You know what I'm saying, as far as content and everything. So with you, how much have you been looking to do more role play type scenes, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that with the content now moving forward?
A whole lot, because for me, even prior to getting into porn, I had a wild imagination, and now I feel like I can kind of like enjoy that and express that on camera. Like the last 2 scenes that I shot, which was like last year, this was my first time being back on camera since 2017, which was last year. That was when I was back on camera. I filmed 2 scenes, one with Mysterious and then one with Mr. Nuts as well. And for me, it was exciting to be able to have written a script and then now show up and we're reading, not reading the lines verbatim, but there's more of a basis to the story into what leads into the sex. Like that's very, very important for me. Like writing scripts has been something it's new for me, but it's something that for me, it gives me an organized way to get my thoughts off. So like my wild imagination could be just like being fucked in the jungle by, by the leaders.
Yeah.
Like just all kinds of wild shit. Like and for me, I like the shit that I see in porn all over, you know, the sites and stuff like that. I say to myself, oh, my shit ain't wild enough because I'll be thinking some shit is wild and I'll run into some shit and I'll be like, oh damn, that's crazy.
But see now, scale back is the thing because the game got saturated with wild. Because let's keep on honey. Fucking outside was what you didn't see that much with content. It's certain things you just didn't see that much with content. You didn't see anal a lot. You didn't see public sex a lot. You know, and different, and you know, even on the fetish side of things. Now, my timeline is somebody at Walmart, Kmart.
I don't. Yeah.
You know, you know, it's kind of like the taboo. The door got left open, and everything just everybody want to do it all. What have you? I mean, the game really, and which in turn kind of drive females to get more creative as well as get more on the insane side of shit. You know, period. Like
with taboo, I'm okay with things that are not quote unquote the norm, but I do feel like when it comes to females and males, important and producers, it's very important to have boundaries. It's very important to have limitations of where you will and won't go. That means whether with your own actions or even with places that you choose to shoot. Now for me, going to a Walmart and filming inside of Walmart, I think about children. I think about kids hanging around. Like I don't want to even.
I'm saying.
Jail. Either. Like no, I'm just. You know, I would prefer to actually create a stage setup that looks like a checkout line and somebody fucking on top of the fucking groceries and shit like that going along the checkout line. So
because to me, I think that, and that's what I love about Mr. Nuts and what I be seeing with my man Artemis and
I hired him for Ratchet BJs too.
See, they are creative with their content because we need to get back to the storytelling. Because think about it, the porn me and you grew up on, it told the story along fucking, and you got into the story, you know, period. And like I said, it's just, yes, I can't wait to do this deep dive and smoke this over dark of why we got devalued in the era of the OnlyFans, but I digress. It's, to me, like I said, that what made a porn star was the story. That what made us bigger than life. You know, now
that's a way to start. Like
it now they compared to the IG models. What the fuck?
And for me, and I'm so glad that you say that because to me, I feel like OnlyFans, it opened the door in a sense for anybody to feel like, hey, why not?
But that was the point. And that was the whole point of what they did that for.
Yeah, and I'm against the IG, like, not against IG models, but for me, my main thing is this. Sometimes it's like, we know what niggas want to see, if that makes sense to me. Like, all of the teasing and I must be in a G-string and, you know, you're giving the illusion that you about to be giving back shots. Like, that's what you're giving the illusion, that somebody's about to be pounding you out. And now people pay for something and they're like, oh, this bitch wasn't fucking on there. She just standing there with a picture. Like, and I guess that's also why my fans, they show up and they're like, we just gonna watch your shit because it's real fucking. Like,
because I'm gonna tell you what it is. Okay. We about to do some podding, people. Fuck the interview. We about to do some podcast. She's a podcast. We about to pod. This is the reason why.
Interview. I can be interviewed.
No, you a podcast. We gonna talk. We about the podcast. Yes, we about to talk about some real shit right here. It's like this. Porn dominates the world. I says this. And the reason why I say this, because if you look at it from the video vixen era all the way up to now, the girls want to be porn stars, but they don't want to be in porn.
Facts.
And that's what it comes down to.
From being in porn. Like, they don't want the reputation from being in porn, but they want to feel, they want men to look at them like how men look at porn stars.
Yeah. And damn. I mean, that's why so many athletes is fucking porn stars.
Not just athletes, presidents too. Allegedly.
Everything, all of them, senators, all them. But no, but what it comes down to is that's what it's about because even these IG models, they have one or two fuck videos in their shit just for algorithm purposes, just to say I got one.
Yeah.
And see,
And
two of them.
that bothers me because I feel like that messes up the entire catalog that people create. Like for me, even as I was creating throughout the years, I was always thinking like this is going to add to the bigger body of work. Like one day when people type in Vanessa Smiles, these
Yeah.
are the things that people are going to see. And I don't know if like when it comes to all of the people who are just jumping on OnlyFans and stuff like that, I don't know if they're thinking about that because even the porn stars back in the day, the reason why they were stars is they were a catalog of things that they involved themselves in or that they attached themselves to. So, and there's a lot of work that goes into that, you know.
But see, the reason for it, but it like this, the porn stars, the way we were, the way we were taught, and all that. I know I sound like an old fogey, but
no, you sound very wise. You sound wise.
We made more money than y'all back then and did a whole hell of a lot less.
And this is why when you mentioned quantity over quality, I said to myself, like, there are people still paying for enjoying videos from years ago. Like, why do you need so much more? What's wrong with enjoying what already is, you know? And that's not to say that I won't ever add to anything, but to me, I feel like porn is good when it's authentic. That's coming from the female, coming from the male, coming from the producer. Not to say and not to say that scripted scenes can't be authentic. You could authentically come in the pizza girl and be horny as fuck, wanting to fuck the customer. Like it can be authentically just that, you know, but it has to have some type of realness to it. And for me, that realness comes from be on your insides, how you are, how you treat people, how you speak to people, how you handle people, you know. Very
because it like to me, what OnlyFans interest problem number one, girl, OnlyFans helped put it out there, but girls was talking about how much they made. So
to get out of the spaces because I kept arguing with people. So, so I asked myself off of Twitter because I was like, y'all are making me upset. There were people whose heads were so inflated due to OnlyFans, it became sickening to me. Like there were people in spaces saying like, oh, I'm in the top 10% of OnlyFans, and that was their bragging rights. But I'm like, there's no website that you have attached to your name. You're just that's. And to me, my and I started to learn that my priorities was different from other people, and that's okay too.
Yeah,
you know. So
but see, here's the illusion. At 10%, she probably clearing 1,000, maybe 2,000 a month at best. Maybe. Might be 500. I'm telling you, don't let that percentage shit fool you.
And I don't let the percentage shit fool me no way. You know why? Because to me, it's more than even if you do make 1,000 or 2,000. Like to me, it's more than just the money. It's what's the quality of life for you like? How you living like? You got people who showing up to conventions and don't have their own room. They can't get their own like or they can't get a flight somewhere. They got to get somebody to book them a flight. Like just certain basic things that I feel like if you are considering yourself a business person or engaging in business, your basics have to be together. So all that 10% of OnlyFans or whatever your OnlyFans ranking is, that can be good and dandy, but are your light bill paid? Is your light bill paid? Like, is your rent paid? Like, do you have food in the fridge? Like, is that?
I mean, like, because I mean, when I sat there and I thought about it, and it like put it this way, it's to the point that the porn stars are forced now to move like the IG models because you can't be now. You can be bigger than life, make yourself bigger than life in this industry in this day and age, if you know what you're doing. But it's because they want that viral moment.
Yeah.
And to me, it was about us making money. You know, whether it's the girl did porn because she wanted to boost her escort, still making money.
And that is a big problem for me. There's girls who are boosting porn just because they want to show up and do in calls. Like to me, I'm not engaging in any illegal activity. I am only doing porn. Like so, if anybody's watching, no, you cannot send me a message. No, I'm not meeting up with you. No, there are no dates. Like I'm not doing any of those things. I'm not jeopardizing my life. So for me, I'm just in the space of where I'm in a good space and I want to keep things that way. And if that means I have to say no to money or anything like that, then that's what I'll do. And I feel like a lot of females need to start setting their bar, whatever that bar looks like. Because doing anything will get you anywhere. And there's females who don't have limitations. So that's why you see the prostitution and those types of things. Like, it's a lot.
But see, also at the same token, there's so many ways for ladies now to make money. I'm sitting there like, damn, dick ratings. I'm still ticking off of that shit. Only dick ratings. I swear to God. I said that's.
Oh, interesting. That is interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's to the point that like the fetish game. You know, how much do you dibble dabble in the fetish game?
Yeah. And for me, like, to me, it all goes back to my passions, right? So for me, whatever I'm passionate about, that's what I want to make money off of. The only thing that I did still want to try to tap into when it comes to me, the fetish game, is doing more bondage, ball gagging, like that kind of stuff. I definitely want to explore more of that. I'm more of a submissive. So for me, I want to really get somebody who I can trust to be in that space with and act those types of scenes. Like, moving forward, I'm not going to be doing a lot of scenes because that's not my plan anyways. But I'm transitioning more.
I mean, when you think about it, you're doing the natural progression. Because if you really love this business like that, you eventually move behind the camera anyway. Look at Cherokee, look at Pinky, you know, Jenna Jameson. I ain't go down the list, you know, period. You pose to become a boss to the point that you're hiring girls to do the work for you. And you're expanding your
in 2013.
Yeah.
That mindset then. Like, you know, I'm just doing it more now. But yeah.
So shoot, and also expanding your business for stuff outside of porn. You know, period, and everything. I always talk to females about that with sponsorships and stuff like that, or even you just, hell, I don't give a damn if you got your own pussy for sale. I mean, hey, that's what I'm talking about. You know,
everybody can have their own choice. Like for me, like I said, quality of life is very, very important. So my quality of life doesn't include me selling pussy, and I make that clear because everybody has different.
Not selling pussy. I'm talking about she got her own pussy, you know, toy. You get what I'm saying? Or some of that nature, or
get into selling my a replica of my boobs and stuff like that. Like, to me, no matter what anybody does, like in that industry, period, that is all their personal choice. I just really wanted to be clear to like consumers and patrons that everybody don't do everything. So you have to support the people how you can, you know, support them in the best way. Like for me, there's a lot of guys who hit me up talking about they want to go on dates. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. So for me, if you want,
a lot of dudes. No, I'm not surprised that a lot of you fuckers actually, because they assume that every girl that does porn, but nowadays OnlyFans escort. No, they don't.
Yeah, no, and that's and I want that to remain constant. Like and porn stars back in the days, for me, I feel like the reason why they were such big stars was the amount of access that people didn't have to them. And because having sex on camera is such a personal act, for me, I'm very sensitive about who I engage with, who engages with me, who I allow to contact me. This is all important for my mental peace in my regular daily life, just period. So for me, I may not answer a lot of emails. I might not answer a lot of messages, but guess what? My site is up for people to spend money if they need to, you know? So priorities, I feel like, are very important when you're just doing business, period. And I feel like that's a way that you can keep a business going, if that makes sense, you know?
Oh yeah. No, because as the years grow, you expand your business. The only thing that shrinks is the talent that you work with. Because at some point you want to become a kingmaker. And I tell females that means that it means more for him to shoot with you than it is for anybody to shoot with anybody else.
Right. And that's where I'm at now. I'm not just shooting with, if you see me on camera, it's not going to be with just anybody.
So now, with that being said, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. What does it take for a guy in this day and age to get content trade for you? That's the first question. So we got a couple of questions.
What does it take? Nothing. It doesn't take anything. Like, because for me, I am not seeking that. I'm not looking for The only way I'm seeking for guys to do content trade with, that is for my Ratchet BJ site. I am seeking content trade to hire guys to do.
Now with that, what first for content trade? What are you looking for when it comes to male talent? Then the next question I want you to ask, paid, because paid is a little different. Let's begin with the content trade.
So for content trade, I've done that with different male talents. I need females. So any male talent who has access to consenting females who can fit all of the requirements of being over 18, IDs, inside models, all those types of things, they're in the door for me. And it's actually somebody who's passionate about being on camera, looking like you're excited, you know? So when it comes to content trade, I'm definitely open to doing that when it comes to filming people for Ratchet BJs. Now, when it comes to me, I am very selective about that. So for me, I'm not shooting with anybody. Like, I make that very, very clear. I stopped filming in 2017, so it's been quite some time. And then when I did do my 2 scenes last year for the first time in a couple of years, it was by choice from me that I wanted to go out and create something and put something up on my site. So,
I mean, let's be honest. No. Well, as long as you be in the business as me, your catalog is stacked. So it's like you can reintroduce. You probably got scenes you ain't even dropped that you forgot about.
Yeah.
So stop playing. She had like,
not a lot though, which is why I want to still create new scenes. Like the last 2 scenes I shot with a Black Magic camera. Oh my God, amazing. This is my first time for me being on a Black Magic camera. And so I want people to see updated scenes of me, which is why I might maybe do 1 or 2 scenes a year, maybe moving forward the next 2 or 3 years.
But you got to the point that's why I tell people, you get to a point in your career where you don't have to do that much on camera.
Right.
Because you done built up that cachet and that base that it don't take much. You know what I'm saying? You know, period.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm not doing much, but what I am wanting to do is doing something impactful.
Mm-hmm. So now that you're a boss, well, you always been a boss, but now you are official boss, meaning I employ motherfuckers.
You said what?
I employ motherfuckers, you know.
I do. There is an LLC in place. Like there is taxes have to be filed, like all of these things. Yes.
So with that being said, now, how do you balance the company versus her, the brand?
Solitude. Solitude. But that's why I say I'm very strict when it comes to who I allow into my life, who I do business with, who I choose to do business with, who I choose to have associates, you know? So for me, that just involves, unfortunately, keeping a lot of people out. And it's not that I am saying that I want to be unfriendly or anything like that. No, I know my boundaries. I know myself. Like I even when it comes to me having a sexual relationship with someone, I am not in the space to do that because I'm working on building my business. I want to have children and all those types of things too. So for me, the past few years of my life has been really focused on producing, becoming a better producer, becoming a better website developer. Like all of those things, like the background to things has been very important to me. So I'm just getting, back in front of cameras and stuff like that. It's not new, but it's something that I haven't been doing in a long time. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like it takes a lot. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. I miss doing the business, but don't miss doing the business because of all the shit that's been going on. So I can see why motherfuckers been taking a step back and shit like that with all this craziness, especially with the new STI and.
Yes. I
learned. Retired. A test lasted 30 days.
When I got tested in 2023 when I came back and I did 2 scenes, and before I did my 2 scenes I did talent testing. And then one of the guys I worked with, he told me about the new STD. I was like, damn, it's a new STD out here. You bullshitting, like, you know. And it's not that I haven't been tested throughout these years because I always remain make sure even when I'm not filming, like that's still important to me. To me, I was just learning about so many new factors into the industry that I didn't think about before. So even when it comes to taking,
we never thought about.
It's held here, like it's so much shit
we never thought about. the sacrifice that we have to make in our personal sex life because of this business, we have to be way more cautious than the average.
And I refuse to be responsible for anybody else's or even my own jeopardizing of myself. So like I said, that's gonna come with a lot of no's. It's gonna come with a no, you can't, I can't, we not, like it's gonna come with all of that, and I'm all right with that. Some people might not be okay with that, but I'm okay because I sleep good at night. Like that to me, that's very important. And
because
females thought about.
I had this conversation with somebody from my job, and the misconception was porn stars and STDs. And I had to explain to her, I said, babe, I probably took more health department tests
than all of these regular people walking around.
Than you.
Yeah. 100%. And like for me, I've been in, when it comes to podcasting and working at radio stations, sometimes you start to engage with people who are not in the porn industry. You hear how people talk and what people say. And for me, I had to check a lot of people on that because I had to say to myself, have you gotten paperwork from the people that you're fucking? Do you even know what their driver's license look like? And you're fucking them. Interesting. And also, I learned this from a lot of just regular females who are not in the porn industry. The amount of things that people will do when no one's looking is imaginable. So when it comes to porn stars, they're in the limelight. So they're more conscious of what they're doing, who they're doing it with, and when they're doing it. So the misconception when it comes to STDs and porn stars and all that kind of stuff, I say miss me with the bullshit, because there's porn stars who take way more tests than your average wife and husband.
Because our job is to stay clean. We can't make money if we come up dirty on the test.
Thank you. We can't film. We cannot. And also, not even just that, the reputation of that type of situation, it's damaging to anybody's business. So
I ain't even going front. It surprised me in this day and age that a person can come up there on the test, depending on what they got, and they can continue to work. When we got in the game, that was a death sentence to your career.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn if it was something that...
There was no coming back from that.
Not even chlamydia or gonorrhea. No. You caught, you done. Sayonara.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about not just Hollywood, period.
Anywhere. Yeah. Because honestly, there were people who were taking their stuff so seriously that they were taking precautions. So they knew that if that happened to people, that there was some part of irresponsibility that was happening on that end. And now that can be so that the way that that's spoken about so commonly, which is also it scares me greatly. So that's why I'm also very selective about, even with me now coming back and filming and stuff like that. There are people who are
content partners. They get content boyfriends.
Hey, I'm not opposed to having a content boyfriend. I'm single. I do want to have children.
But see, to be honest with you, that's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Because even towards the end of my career, what I wanted was a girl that I could just film with on a regular basis. I wasn't worried about filming.
That's how I started. And that was important to me. I started with my dirty. A lot of the scenes that I originally started with is just me and him. A bunch of scenes. Me and him. And then, he had people who worked for him, who he trusted. And then I started to get to know these people, and I started to work with them as well. Trust is a major, major factor when it comes to filming scenes. And for me, if I don't feel it, if I don't trust it, I don't care if you show me your paperwork and your paperwork is clean. If I, in my gut, do not feel comfortable, I'm still not doing it.
But see, that's why girls came looking for a producer and not just coming in the game, because a producer did safeguard you from bullshit.
Yes.
Versus if she came in now, you sitting here talking to this male content creator that has a bunch of a serious following on Twitter, bot paid, but I digress. And you think that, oh shit, I'm about to make money with this dude. And this motherfucker is just totally unprofessional as fuck.
I know people who have big followings on Twitter, and I know how unprofessional they are in real life.
Yes. Yes, and then be mad as hell. I be like, no, it's that what it was for. It was the buffer. That's why there was gatekeeping. The gatekeeping got away from us because, well, it became the content creator era.
Yeah.
It became too easy for motherfuckers to get in it.
Everything is all about a mindset. Even if you are someone just coming into the game now, do your homework, do your research on the people you are, even as a female. If you are deciding to work with a guy who you see as a content creator, look at, what his connections are, or what type of work has he already created. Is that something that you see yourself doing? Don't just go by somebody's words. See what people are
No,
doing.
I'm
And
gonna
then
give, I'm
decision.
gonna give you a perfect example of how they think this day and age. I had this conversation with a young lady that was nominated for AVN. Lovely, lovely woman. Got mad when I made this when I said, well, back in the day, females and companies made men send profile pics.
Mm.
He argued me down and said that is sexual assault and harassment.
Oh, I need all of the information possible. That ain't harassment. No way. That's big. That's
He
that's
even said, I don't care what size the dick is. It could be 6 inches. I still film with you. I was like,
mm-mm. I call it doing your homework. And you know what? I say blessings to those people and their decisions, but they got to stay away from me.
no, because I
Yeah.
understood. It was understood to me that was industry policy. They want to see what you're working with. They also want to see if you have any scars, if you have this, that, and third. I had a male fucking talent that, yeah, he had a big ass dick, but he also had a nice little scar. So it
Mm.
was kind of like, all right, we got to be careful how we shoot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Period. You know how many times go ahead.
Oh, so, no, finish what you're saying. Sorry about that.
Yeah. You know how many times I done heard of a girl Photoshop? Photoshop is not a new concept, people. Girls were doing it back then. And they come on set, you think she got a 6-pack and she got okay, got this motherfucker. You're like, wait a second. it, I mean, no, but the point I'm trying to make is that the ladies took it serious
Mm-hmm.
because they knew how it looked to the companies that was trying to book them.
And
Because
that's what I was about to add to when it came to what you were just saying. Like, what regular people outside of porn don't understand is the maintenance that has to be done in order to make yourself ready and available to be on camera is extremely important. Drinking your water, keeping your skin clear, working out, like all of these things. Even if you are maybe thicker than the average, like there still comes a point in time where maintenance is very, very important. Grooming, when it comes to waxing, even like the inner thigh, all of these things.
no,
Very important.
no, I want you to hit this because I don't never hear podcasts talk about this. It takes mental and physical prep for us to do these things. What is your mental prep?
Ooh. Okay.
Ask the questions, don't I?
Changed because when I was younger, because my first porn scene I did, I was 18 years old. So I can say that my mental prep has definitely changed. Before, all I needed was give me some shots of Grand Marnier and a blunt. That was
No, she
all.
didn't say Grandma Yay, my boo. That's
That
that shit.
Yes, that used to be my shit. I went from Grand Marnier. Then I ended up at Patron, and
Yeah.
then I drink wine now at most of the time.
I mean, babe, you a grown ass woman. There you go.
Yes,
Grown ass
yes.
to drink wine now.
Things have changed, But for me now, but even the last two scenes that I did, the mental prep was really relaxing to me. We were in Vegas. There was a beautiful house that Miss Nuts and it was Mr. Mysterious's I don't want to butcher the name of the event, but it's a Halloween based
Spooktacular. I know you're talking about.
yes, spectacular event. And I was able to, get in and be there for a short amount of time. And for me, it was the ambiance. People talking, people conversing, people, discussing past experiences, discussing, the things that they want to do in the future. Like, to me, I guess mental prep now would definitely be the right atmosphere. Mm-hmm. That doesn't have to be the most expensive place in the world, but definitely mostly comfortable. It may include a blunt. It may include a glass of wine. It might include some water. Like it may include some fun. I'm not gonna lie. For the scene that I did before the what I did before Mr. Mysterious scene, because it was later in the evening. Earlier that day, I had just laid out by the pool, did some fucking TikTok videos. I was just chilling, you know. And to me, that ambiance makes me more excited. It makes me more horny. It makes me want, you know, I guess want to be nasty, if that makes sense. But yes.
Yes.
That,
Oh no, atmosphere means a lot. Trust me, because it helps with the chemistry. It helps with you relaxing. Because like I tell people, the sex we do on camera is not regular sex. It's methodical. We have to pay attention. We have to angle ourselves. And that shit ain't comfortable.
not all the time, right?
Not all the time, but hold on. It depends on the cameraman you got too.
Yeah, that is true. And honestly,
and we got a curved dick. By digress. You straight dick niggas, y'all be sore at the end of the day. Try to do that little angle from the side, doggy style. You know what I'm saying? So they can see the dick go ahead the pussy. See, I ain't got that problem. I'm curved. I ain't got the angle.
Well, having a big ass, you gotta angle yourself too. Like you can't just you're not gonna, you gotta get around stuff to just get to where you're trying to be at. But like, and see, when it came to me coming back, like when you said mental preparation, extremely important to me. I was mentally preparing myself to be on camera after having not been on camera. What 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, that's about 6 years. So that was pretty much a very, very long time. And so for me, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overproducing myself. That's it. I wanted to enjoy myself. We laughed, we talked. That was it, and we got to it. So it was good.
Oh, most definitely. So, people, I done held this gorgeous lady up here for him.
I was like, I don't know how long your show is, but
oh no, we could have went longer. You know, we could have went longer, but no, I want to say that for the next time she come back. So you know, I got to ask her the $1 million question, my smokers. Miss Vanessa Smiles, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yes.
See, say no more. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and we're gonna bring her to the Premium Smoke Room for my Premium Smokers. Y'all know what it is. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. It gets more candid. It gets more wild. It gets more provocative. It gets more honest. It gets more open. Tits might come out. Dildos might come out. You don't know unless you subscribe. Only on Loyal Fans. And for my Spotify listeners, got something for you. Savage Smoke. That's right. Where I sit down with all the top male talents in the business, and we give you that real tea, that real honest opinion from a male perspective when it comes to the industry. So you don't know what these boys might say. I had Alfonso Lays and I had Tech. Y'all know how opinionated them niggas is. And I'm even working on my man Ace Hard and a couple of other guys. So stay tuned. But subscribe on Spotify. The links is in the description. Y'all know where to find it. So with that being said, Miss Vanessa Smiles, can you tell everybody where they can spend that good hard-earned money on you?
Absolutely. You guys can go to Vanessa Smiles with an S, XXX.com. Ratchet BJs will be launching soon, Chris, so you can spend your money there. I do have an OnlyFans and all those clips for sale. You guys can go to my Twitter, which is B Smiles. All of my links are there, so that'll be good.
No doubt. Oh, and tell them about your YouTube.
Oh yeah, my YouTube. I do have my YouTube channel, which is
Mommy, damn it, tell them about it.
Also, Smile 69 Networks. And you know, I have a friend who always tells me, she says that I don't promote myself enough, but it's so much stuff that I have going on. But yes, the Good Morning McChrystal show, which goes live some Sundays, not all Sundays. Like, so I'll do give information as when I go live. That's a show based on commentary, reactionary videos about politics, presidential elections, you know, news stories, those types of things. When it comes to Smile 69 Network show, we're getting into the basics of all things sex that's trending, not necessarily about talent based, but more so just about sexual experiences, period, that happens in society. So those are the 2 things that if you guys want to listen to, it's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and also Amazon Music. So you guys can listen to the Smile 69 Network show there.
And that link will be in the description too, because you know I love promoting my Pod Mommies podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all of them that's been on this podcast. So with that being said, people, you know how we end these shows all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Miss Smiles, tell everybody goodbye.
Later. Bye.